Hello, everyone, and welcome to our third edition of Central Mass Champions. Tonight, we salute the spring sports season, and we have got a fantastic show for you, just loaded with highlights from all kinds of sports throughout Central Mass. Let's start it right off on the diamond with baseball, and we start with district action. St. John's Holy Name, Ryan Crowley picking off Josh Moore at first, but the Naps, and they were on fire early on in this game. Sean Hayes muscling up with a bomb onto Lake Ave, and Hayes extending Holy Name's lead, but St. John's answering back. Lance Zawadski, opposite field, off the flagpole. It's a 3-run home run, giving the Pioneers their first lead of the game. St. John's wins 10-8. So now St. John's and Westboro in the semifinals. Tom Shea, the master of the bunt, laying down a beauty. Throw to first is high. Mike Salerno, come on down. Salerno scores. Steve Matthews on the hill for the Pioneers and on his game. The lefty with the high heat, striking out Westboro super sophomore Chris Achu. Then Zawadski with a bomb to right center. It's a triple for Lance. Tommy Potvin scoring. St. John's wins 7-1. In Division 2, this is in the quarters we're going to pick it up. It is Voke and Auburn. Auburn, always fundamentally sound. Brian Sarkeesian pitching for Voke. And this time, or rather for Auburn, the Voke runner caught in the rundown. Run doesn't count. Auburn with the suicide squeeze. Steve DiRoberto to Paul Cantiani. Cantiani blocks the plate. Great play. Roy Corshane hit by the pitch. Brian Rue, rather, hit by the pitch. Roy Corshane scores. Auburn wins 3-0 is your final there. Now we move on to Nipmuc and Maynard. This is the Central Mass Final, Division 3. Jeff Gallipo, just a sophomore, striking out Maynard's Dave Iannarelli to end the second. Maynard pitcher Bob Hastry striking out Cliff Farone. We're scoreless through 5. Top of the 6th. Tied, scoreless. Gallipo gets Dave Iannarelli again, looking for the third time. Gallipo, 11 strikeouts, only 3 walks, 5 hits, a complete game. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Sophomore Cole Osborne tagging one and gone to center field, and the Warriors taking a 1-0 lead, and Osborne has got a whole lot of friends at the plate to celebrate with. And the next batter, co-captain and junior Tommy Sheehan, ripping a double to center field, over the center fielder's head. And Brent DeFrancesco, the catcher, would make sure that Sheehan is not stranded. He singles up the middle. Sheehan picking him up and putting him down and coming to the plate. Is Sheehan going to score? Yes, he is. It is 2-0 Nipmuc. And then Brian Grady hitting a blast to left center. Sheehan coming around, DeFrancesco coming around. It is 3-0 Nipmuc. Nipmuc up 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Runner on first, Dan McDonald, hitting into the 5-4-3 twin killing. Nipmuc is your Central Mass champs for the 2nd straight year. They win it 4-0, and the Warriors can hold the trophy high. Hudson and Oxford. Central Mass Final D2. Oxford is your defending champs. Ross Godin ripping one up the middle. And the Pirates have runners at first and second. After a sac fly, Corey Heatherman singling to the opposite field, scoring a run, and it is 1-0 Oxford. Bottom of the 2nd. Hudson's Eric Carvalho tripling with the bases loaded. 3 Hawks coming in to score. The hit is off Keith Weigel, who had just replaced Heatherman. It's 4-1 Hudson. Next batter, Casey Rivers, executing the perfect squeeze bunt. Carvalho scores. It's 5-1 Hudson. Bottom of the 5th, Hudson Steve Woodworth singling up the middle. Bryant Attaway. How about the Attaway family? What a great athletic family they are from Hudson. Bryant scoring. Then Brian Farrar singles. And another Hudson player coming around to score. Oxford trying to come back in this one. Hudson, though, so sound, the center fielder settling under the deep fly, and Hudson wins it 10-1. And they celebrate at Fitton Field, or Tivnan Field, rather. Now, we have St. John's and Milford. We're staying at Tivnan, top of the second, Steve Coffey pitching for Milford. Craig Casey, outstanding catch against the wall. Top of the third, Tommy Potvin hitting into the fielder's choice. David Brumby scores, and it's 1-0 St. John's. Two batters later, Lance Zawadski singling to left. Tommy Potvin coming around to score, and it is 2-0 St. John's. Bottom four, runner on first, Milford's Mark Del Fonte. The hit to left, it gets by the left fielder. Steve Paddock coming around to score, and we're all tied up at 2 after 4. It's a brand new ball game. Bottom five, Milford threatening. Jason Pritaro is safe at first. Heads up play, though, by David Brumby at first. Gets the runner at third to kill the rally. Top six. And Milford is getting roughed up by Andy Heald, the third baseman, showing opposite field power. A home run to left center. St. John's is up 5-2. Matty Vokes, third base coach, loves it. And all of the Pioneers love Heald when he comes to the dish. Bottom six, Paul Stankus in relief of Ryan Crowley. 1 run in, gets 2 strikeouts to end the inning. Top seven, bases loaded. Freshman Chris Vine in for Milford. Lance Zawadski just tattooing a triple down the line into left field. 3 runs coming in to score, and that is the hit that blows this game wide open. But St. John's is not done. Matt Perrin in the same inning, just missing a home run. Look where this hits, high up on the wall. Nevertheless, scoring a run. St. John's is up 10-3. David Brumby, little Texas leaguer into left field. 2 more Pioneer runs coming in. St. John's taking the lead 12-3. Mike Russell coming on in the 9th to slam the door on Milford. St. John's wins it 13-6. And now we go to softball. Uxbridge and Oakmont, D2 semis. Megan Gaskell, one of the best pitchers in Central Mass, on her game. She had 700 career strikeouts. She gets 3 right there. Then Uxbridge at the plate. Trina Palmer, little fielder's choice. Katie Marshall scores, and the Spartans take the lead. And they're adding to it. Nikki Hansen, sacrifice fly. Megan Gaskell is coming from third, tagging and scoring. Uxbridge wins 3-2. Now we go to D1 in the semis. You got Milford and you got St. Peter Marion. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Milford. Kirsha Hill blasting one up the middle. Nicole Maglione being waved around. She scores. We're all tied up at 1. Great defense in this game as well. Late innings. Bree Hannon. She missed most of the season with a broken jaw, laying out, making the diving catch in left. So we go now to the bottom of the 13th. Still 1-1. Milford scratching out a run, and the Scarlet Hawks win it 2-1 in 13 innings. So in the other softball semi, Division I, it is Quabbin and Burncoat, and a pitcher's duel. Darcy Lemarise doing the honors herself on the comebacker to end the first. Quabbin with some good defense as well. Lemarise, a little slap to third, and she is out. Then with Chantel Lugo on first, Michelle Chiquette with the shot to third. It gets physical. She's safe. Runners at the corners. But Andrea Hunt's liner is caught at short. Quabbin gets 2 in the 10th, but Burncoat rallies for 3 to win 3-2 in 10 innings. Now Douglas and Hudson Catholic, D3 finals. Christina Johnson with the single to right. Jess McGloin scores, and we're all tied up. Then Jillian McDonald on the fielder's choice. Ashley Cupstis scores. It's 2-1 Douglas. Tigers would add 2 more to lead it 4-1 after 2. Another run. Faye Daniels' liner is caught. Bottom of the 5th. 3 runs in for Douglas already. Johnson singling to center. McGloin scores, and it's 9-1 Douglas. Then Daniels with the bases loaded. Second baseman can't handle the grounder. And the Tigers are all smiles, and they close out the victory in style. The strikeout, Douglas is celebrating. They win 11-1.
It's awesome to be back this year and to win it again. Just an awesome feeling. We came through, we pulled it out. Everybody hit today.
Now, Uxbridge and Nipmuc, D2 finals. Bottom 4. Bases loaded for Uxbridge. Ashley DePasquale, the grounder to third. Catcher can't handle the throw. 2 runs coming in to score. Shauna Howell and Alyssa Webster both coming around, and it's 2-0 Uxbridge. Meanwhile, Gaskell, dominant on the hill, striking out 1 in the 5th, 1 of 10 Ks for Gaskell. Uxbridge looking to rally. Bottom of the 6th, 2 on. Nipmuc pitcher Michelle Lang gets Uxbridge's Howell to fly out to center field to end it. Top 7, Sarkeesian with a shot deep in the hole. It's short. She has a base hit. Then Kate Walton attempts the sacrifice bunt. The throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, so the bases are loaded. Susie Yanovich for the Warriors. Stepping up, hitting one to second, fielder's choice, scoring Shannon Kerrigan, and the Warriors are within 1 run. Gaskell, huge strikeout on Christine Talamini. 2 outs. Then Nipmuc's best hitter, Michelle Lang up, hits a rocket to shortstop Katie Marshall. Great play for the out at first. Uxbridge wins 2-1. The Spartans celebrate the district title.
When I first heard the hit, I knew it was a hard hit, but I knew Katie being at shortstop was going to stop it. And then as soon as she threw it and Trina caught it, the best feeling. It was like the most amazing feeling ever. So I was really happy.
It feels so good. Like I was so nervous the last inning about getting the bases loaded with like 1 out, but I had confidence in my team, and we came through and we did it. And I'm really excited.
Now we're going to move over to Division 1. Uxbridge still celebrating on the bus. It is Burntcoat Milford, D1 final. Top of the 1st. Darcy Lemerise on the mound. Strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. Alyssa Nahn is the catcher. In the 2nd, Lemerise continuing to show that she is on her game. Darcy striking out the side. And then we have got an absolute wild play, and there were a couple wild plays in this one. The bunt, the throw to first over the first baseman's head. So Lemerise is coming to the plate. She is tagged out. The throw to second nails the runner. It's a double play. 3-9-2-8 if you're scoring at home. More Milford. This is a 4-6-3 twin killing in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 8th, Kate Camuso walks, takes 3rd on the throwing error during the pickoff attempt. Steve Hummel, Tim Paquette, both presiding in this one. And the umpires say, go ahead. Take 3rd. And now we get things interesting again. Grounder to second, Camuso. Nailed at the plate. We are still scoreless. Unbelievable game. Top of the 9th. Lemerise with a strikeout to end the inning, but it is Milford that gets a run in the 14th, and they win it 1-0 is your final. Well, we've still got plenty more to come on Central Mass Champions. When we come back, we will check in on track and tennis. So stay with us, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to the highlights. Outdoor track and field, triple jump. Ralph Rocco of Groton Dunstable, 40 feet, 6 inches. The sophomore placed 6th. Ben Henn of Northbridge and the Whitensville Christian School, 41 feet, 3 inches, 5th place. He also won the 300-meter hurdles. Eric Ford from St. John's, the senior, jumping 41 feet, 4.5 inches. He was the top seed in the regular season. He finished 4th. Ryan Mahoney, the Sutton senior, 41 feet, 9.5 inches. He was third in the indoor D2 high jump Central Mass Championships as well. Brendan Mahoney, St. John's sophomore, 42 feet, 4 inches, a season best. He's the younger brother of Ryan. Brendan is your winner. Now we move on to the high jump. Gardner's Clayton Gullett, winning with a jump of 6 feet, 3 inches. Gullett was also the D1 indoor champ as well. Quincy Nunnally of Westboro jumped 6 feet for second. Brian Steele, Northbridge, 6 feet. He was in third. Now on to the pole vault. Greg Borg of Quabbin, the senior, 13 feet, good for third. Kevin Moore from Shepherd Hill, the Rams senior, with a personal best, 13 feet, 6 inches. He was in second. Mike Murray from Milford, the Scarlet Hawks senior, is going to take the crown with a leap of 13 feet, 10 inches, a repeat winner. So now we move to the boys' discus. Andrew Lang, his name is always out there in track and field. From Northbridge, Lang, the winner of the discus with a throw of 132 feet and 10 inches. Boys' shot put, Ronnie Brace, the Burncoat sophomore, 46 feet, 3.5 inches. He was in third. Chris Lynch, another outstanding athlete and football player as well from Shrewsbury, 47 feet, 4 inches. He came in second, fouled on his last attempt. Pat Giordano from North Middlesex, the senior, 48 feet, 2.34 inches. He was in first. Now, good sportsmanship too by Lynch. The 2-mile run. Wachusett's Dan Sullivan is number 641, looking to continue his Central Mass dominance. Sullivan winning with a time of 9 minutes 41 seconds, almost 9 seconds ahead of second place, and Sully is only a junior. Boys 1-mile run. Great field. Paul Noon, senior from St. John's. Nick Parker, a sophomore from Bromfield. Ryan Agnew from David Prouty. Chris Hopkins from St. Peter Marion at the start. Noon coming around and getting it done for St. John's. And at this point, the competitors have to be completely exhausted. Noon wins with a time of 4 minutes, 28.3 seconds. He was absolutely outstanding. Chris Hopkins, Ryan Agnew coming in after him. Parker of Bromfield finished fourth. 800 meters. First lap. Brendan McIntyre from the Parker Charter School and David Hewson of North Middlesex. Neck and neck, final straightaway. Hewson fighting off Bromfield's Ryan Parker to continue his dominance in the 800 meter in Central Mass. Nipmuc Jr. Michael Fleet was third. The winning time was 1 minute 58.3 seconds. Second place, 1 minute 58.4 seconds. Now we go to the boys' 400 meter run. Joe Kozlowitz, a senior from St. John's, a junior rather from St. John's, in the starting block. Narragansett's Ryan Ledger, winning with a 49.4 seconds time and setting a meet record. He beat his own mark from 2001. Dave Goodrich of Auburn comes in second, 50.6 seconds. Great sportsmanship after this race as well. 200 meter dash. Lane 5 is Tyler Stretch from Shepherd Hill, the senior, leading and winning with a time of 22.9 seconds. Second place, David Kantz, a junior from Northbridge, in lane 6. He was 23.2. And Dan Gilbreth of Prouty gets 23.3. He came in third. 100 meter dash. Lane 4, it is the Flying Finn, Ambrose Finn of Burncoat. He won the 55 meter dash indoors. He wins the 100 meter dash at 11.4, just edging Leominster freshman Tony Bizzato at 11.5 in lane 5. Brian Anderson, lane 2 of Shrewsbury, third, 11.6. Anderson will play football at Holy Cross next year. Boys, 110 meter hurdles. Great race. Lane 4, John Fagan of Milford. Lane 5, Ben Zanghai of Algonquin. Neck and neck all the way. It's a photo finish. And it is Fagan the winner. A great effort by Zanghai and Fagan. Certainly leaving it all out on the track. Now, we're going to get the girls' long jump. Kara Dickman of Westboro, the junior. 18 feet, 2.5 inches, beats her own meet record. She was also a state champ in the long jump. Now, girls triple jump. Kirsten Mattel of Northbridge, just a sophomore, coming in third, 34 feet, 1.5 inches. Kara Dickman is a double winner, 36 feet, 9 inches, 2 feet better than second place. Girls pole vault. It is Kristen Bakanowski, her brother, an outstanding wrestler at St. John's, the Algonquin sophomore, second with a jump of 9 feet, 6 inches, 10 on the dismount. Valerie Thompson from Whitensville Christian, just a junior, first with a jump of 10 feet, 7 inches. It's a meet record. Now, we go on to the 2-mile event. Lunenburg senior, Jessica Iannacci, leading at the start. She's going to BU on a full ride next year. Iannacci finishing with 11 minutes, 2.4 seconds, 37 seconds ahead of second place. Wachusett senior, Cara Valeri, finishing third, 11.44. Girls mile, early on. Wachusett senior, Kendra Leaf, with the huge lead on the rest of the field. But watch what happens on the last lap. Leaf is overtaken by Bromfield sophomore Kristen Ricci, who wins with a time of 5 minutes, 17.3 seconds. She beats Leaf by about 4 seconds. It's a huge upset. Her teammates know what a big upset this is. When she crosses the finish line, exhausted, but she's going to be picked up by her teammates who mob her. They know what Ricci has done and how special it is. Now, as we move along, the 800-meter run, if anyone can remember when the last time Ari Lambie lost a race, please call us. She is absolutely awesome. The Bromfield junior, pulling away after the first lap and winning with a time of 2 minutes, 10.1 seconds. It's a meet record by 5 seconds. Her teammate, Ali Yanakowski, comes in second, 2 minutes, 16.4 seconds. Unbelievable. Bromfield puts on a clinic at these track and field events. Now, to the girls' 400-meter. The race favorite is Wachusett's Kristen Kelly in lane 5. Down the final stretch, Kelly pulling away. Wachusett as well. We talk about Bromfield, you got to talk about Wachusett in track and field as well. Always one of the powers in Central Mass. Kelly pulling away with a meet record, 58.9 seconds. She's a senior. Nipmuc 8th grader Danielle Schimp, an outstanding 4th at 1 minute, 1.3 seconds. Now, girls 200-meter dash. Lane 4, Leicester Junior Julie Fridella, tying a meet record, 25.9 seconds. Lane 6, Whitensville Christian Junior Meredith Homer, second, 26.3 seconds. South Junior Massa Kandaki is third, 26.5 seconds. An outstanding run. And now we go to the 100-meter dash. The race favorite, Fitchburg's Martha Oliver in lane 4. North Middlesex Christine Godin winning a photo finish in lane 5, 12.7 seconds. This was a great race. And just like we've seen in so many of these events and after so many races, the sportsmanship always comes out. 100-meter hurdles rather. Race of the day. Kate Gannett from Fitchburg is lane 3. Sarah Kiris, Wachusett, lane 4. Melinda Belisle of Oxford, lane 5. And it's a photo finish. And the Oxford sophomore wins with a time of 16 seconds flat. Now on to tennis. D2 girls finals. Tantascwa and Southbridge, #1 singles. Morgan Reynolds for Tantascwa in the near court. Julia Kowalski for Southbridge in the far court. Reynolds, the serve, Kowalski can't return Morgan's backhand shot. Reynolds in control the whole way. Defeating Kowalski, 6-love, 6-love. This one is a long backhand. Reynolds showing off, a long volley rather, Reynolds showing off the backhand. So now we're going to move over to number 2 singles. Remember, Tantascwa gunning for their first ever district title. Sarah Glover, Tantascwa in the near court. Ashley White, Southbridge in the far court. Glover with the great return. Glover, like teammate Morgan, an easy winner, 6-love, 6-love, following her backhand to the net. That is good tennis. Number 3 singles. Becca Montross for Tantascwa in the far court. Neela Rechlin for Southbridge in the near court. Montross with a solid win over Rechlin, who's an exchange student from Germany. 6-3, 6-2 for the Warriors singles sweep. And now we move to number 1 doubles. Sarah Helbig, Chrissy Weiland for Tantascwa in the near court. Tracy Rodriguez, Lisandra Velez for Southbridge in the far court. Wieland with the spike on the overhand. Now Velez returning the favor. She's going to work a slam herself. Waiting on the lob, the overhand smash coming right into your living room. Rodriguez serving, and it is Weiland emphatically finishing. It's a long volley, but you will get the emphatic finish. Tantascwa is going to win at 6-3, 6-4. Their first district final championship. They lost to Westwood in the state finals, but a great season for the Warriors. Helbig and Weiland made it to the state semis in the individual tournament held at Longwood. This is Division 1, Westboro and Algonquin. Number 1 singles. Rachel Hansen for Westboro in the far court. Lindsay Smith for Algonquin in the near court. Good volley. Hansen can't handle the blistering backhand from Smith. So Hansen going to change up the strategy a little bit right here. Rushing the net, and it is Smith who can't handle it. And then Hansen just rearing back with the ace. She wins 6-love, 6-2. Number 2 singles. Amanda St. Lawrence for Westboro in the near court. Alyssa Stock for Algonquin in the far court. St. Lawrence returns Stock's serve for a point. Then St. Lawrence can't return Stock's long lob to the corner. So it is Stock with the point. St. Lawrence perfectly placing the Stock lob for the winner. She wins 6-2, 3-6, 6-4. Number 1 singles. Kate DeWitt, Westboro far court. Kristen Luco, Algonquin near court. Luco earns Algonquin's only win with a 6-1, 6-1 win over DeWitt, and a 4-hand winner coming up. Number 1 doubles. It is Joy Ho and Julie Venincasa for Westboro in the far court. Judy Lynn and Jess Peters for Algonquin in the near court. Joy Ho with the point. More Ho. Algonquin can't handle the chip shot. Ho and Venincasa win 6-1, 7-5, and they even smile for the camera. Number 2 doubles. Brian Laraveri, Rebecca Dakin for Westboro in the far court. Jennifer Weber, Joyce Chang for Algonquin in the near court. La Riviera, that's it. Jennifer Weber with the spike for the Tomahawks. La Riviera with the return of Joyce Chang's volley. And it is La Riviera and Dakin winning 5-7, 6-3, 6-1. On to boys, St. John's and Doherty. Division 1 district final, number 1 singles. Mike Goldman, far court. Doherty serving in the near court. Josh Rilla for St. John's, rather, in the far court. Goldman with the point. Goldman with an ace. Number 2 singles. Jay Goldman for Doherty in the far court. Scott Peters for St. John's in the near court. Peters won both sets in a tiebreaker. Number 3 singles. John Mack for Doherty in the near court. Tom Dolan for St. John's in the far court. The drop shot is out. However, Dolan won the match. Number 1 doubles. John and Sam Gerwitz in the far court for Doherty. Greg Avola, Craig Halstowski in the near court for St. John's. St. John's winning the match. Number 2 doubles. Omer Rosenhand and Fong Lang near court for Doherty. Far court for St. John's. Rob O'Rourke, Sebastian Paquette. St. John's wins the title 5-love. They lost in the state finals to Newton North in a great match, 3-2. And when we come back, we will check in on more of the sports that don't get a lot of the headlines. Boys and girls lacrosse, volleyball, and girls golf. So don't go anywhere. And welcome back, everyone. We're going to turn the spotlight to a couple more sports that don't get a whole lot of publicity during the regular season. We're talking about boys and girls lacrosse, boys volleyball, and girls golf. We're going to start it all off with girls golf in the state team finals. We head out to Green Harbor Golf Club in Marshfield, Mass. This is Groton Dunstable as a team. They finished 429. That was their score. That was good for 10th overall in the state. Caitlin Murphy, shown here, at a 108, second best on the team. And then Sarah Geminer, her teammate, literally just playing through the elements, through the tall grass, tremendous backswing and a huge downpour, and she puts it right on the green. She led the Crusaders too. Couple putts here. Geminer had the 7th best score overall. Dave Robinson doing a great job as a coach of the Crusaders. Now for Quabbin as a team, they finished with a 408 for a score. That was good for 8th best in the state. Susan Hale with the approach shot. She came in 3rd for Quabbin, shooting a 107. And finishing it out nicely, tapping in the putt. Her teammate Amanda Cole shot a 98, second best on Quabbin. The bump and run. European golf, she's about 6 feet from the hole. Good up and down for Cole. Only one of 2 Panthers to break 100. Kim Novak, the other one. Number 1 golfer for Quabbin, great approach shot. She would par the 9th, and Novak playing through the rain as well. Tough conditions to play a state golf tournament in. Now the Mountaineers stepping up and coming up with some big shots. As a team, they finished 7th with a score of 404. Heather Brunel for Wachusett. She was their 5th, number 5 golfer, 109 for Brunel. Shannon Lacaille showing the frustration that we've all felt being on the golf course at one time or another. 105, 3rd best for Wachusett. Megan Moynihan, 2nd best for Wachusett, shot a 101. Moynihan using the chip, little bump and run technique as well. First putt, getting it very close to the hole. And then she's going to make sure, lines it up and taps it in. Megan Dunphy, the number 1 golfer for Wachusett, shot an 89. Great approach shot on the 9th hole. Hit and sit. This putt is for birdie. And just comes up short. Dunphy tapping in for par. Great round for her. She was 5th overall. Now the Worcester team, coached by Dennis O'Connell, made up of kids from all over the Inter-High. As a team, they finished 3rd best in the state with a score of 384. Katie Poland had a 127. Nice iron into the green. Poland finishing up with 2 putts. I'm gonna let this highlight breathe a little bit. Michaela Moylan was absolutely unstoppable for the Worcester team. Shoots an 89, pars the 9th, tied for 5th overall. And Krista Soderstrom was the medalist. She shot an 81 for the Worcester squad. Great all-around round.
Definitely wet conditions since it rained on about 2 or 3 holes that we were playing. Hitting off the tee and having it stepping in water was a little bit tough, but it was fun. Had a good day. It's kind of tough to get back into the swing of playing 18 holes, especially walking them, but you take your time and just do your best.
It was tough playing in the downpour, but we got around it, and then the greens were really slow, so we had to give an extra push for that. Driving was fine. The fairways were pretty tough because there was puddles and casual water, but I just take it out. But other than that, it was okay.
Right away now, we go to the boys lacrosse district semifinals, St. John's and Wachusett. Third quarter, 9-0 Pioneers. Matt Gorman with a nice save for St. John's. Down the other end, Dan Loring feeding Kirk Lane. Lane pressured, nice shot going 5-hole. 10-0 Pioneers, but there is no quitting the Mountaineers. Chris Picos going hard through a couple defenders. Great stick protection by Picos. Fires the low bounce shot and gets Wachusett on the board. And this is why the goalies wear chest protectors. Thud, right in the middle of the chest. Mike Fosher making the save. Pat Gaffney, high school All-American, shot back with the long stick. Picks up the loose ball, feeds Tony McDonald. McDonald going upstairs. 11-1 St. John's, they win it 14-1. Algonquin and St. Peter Marion, the other district semifinal. First quarter 1-1 game, Keith Halverson lowering the boom. Charlie Cooper down the other end, off the pipe. Down the other end, back and forth action. Eric Lawler robbed by Chris Brusso. SPM staying with the play. Pat Mulvihill to Halverson. Halvey going lefty, it's 2-1 Guardians. Algonquin answering right back. Cooper keeping his feet, finds Shea Cunningham. He finds the back of the net, we're tied up at 2. Then the T-Hawks on the man up, showing great ball movement. Tony Aguirre with the bounce shot that goes top shelf, and it's 3-2 Algonquin. Second quarter, T-Hawks up 4-2. Academic All-American Tom Ingle rippling the twine on the man up, making it 4-3. The game goes into OT. Algonquin wins 10-9. Now, here is the final. St. John's Algonquin, first ever boys lacrosse district final. Pat Scannell with the goal. Pioneers up 3-1 after one. St. John's looking for more. Dan Loring getting it. St. John's is up 4-1. And then the T-Hawks tightening up defensively. Chris Brusso making a nice save, and that sparks the offense. Shea Cunningham, second for him on the worm burner, and it's a 1-goal game. It's 4-3 after 2. Then Loring beating the defense, fires Brusso with the save. Neil Donnelly collects the rebound, gets the goal, his second of the game at 6-5 St. John's. Donnelly's not done. Another twine finder for Neil, and it's 8-5 St. John's in the fourth. Fourth quarter, Tim Woodford picking up the rebound off a Cunningham shot, ripples the twine. It is 9-8, a 1-goal game. Shea Cunningham picks up the loose ball, goes low high, and we're all tied up. That was with 29 seconds left. So we go into overtime in OT. Loring drawing, dumping, Donnelly ripples. St. John's wins 10-9 in overtime. Now on to girls lacrosse. Algonquin and Waltham. Second half 10-4 Algonquin. Waltham on the breakaway. Lily Anderson, great save. Anderson and the entire Algonquin defense playing very good in this one. After a Waltham goal, Megan Foster circling the cage, denting the twine. It's 11-5 T-Hawks. Foster had a hat trick. Just minutes later, Nikki Ma switching to the left hand. That's a great play. But the official calls a dangerous follow-through on the shot, so the goal doesn't count. It still was a great play, though, by Ma. Algonquin doesn't even blink. Kristen McDonald charging to the net. Nice shot. She had 2 goals. Algonquin's up 12-5. And here comes McDonald's second twine finder. Great stick skills and ball movement by the entire T-Hawk squad. They win 14-5. Now we go to volleyball. St. John's and Marlborough in the district final. St. John's coming back down 2-0. And this is a best 3 out of 5 series. Kwame Kessie, Brian Darcy blocking the spot. Point for St. John's. Zach Vernon serving for the Pioneers. Kessie going to be set up by his teammates, and it's look out below. Spikes went off a Marlborough player. Another point for St. John's. Vernon serving once more. Marlborough setting up their offense, but the spike is long. Another point for St. John's. So now, John Melander serving and saving the volley from his knees. And Andrew Newton, a global scholastic with the spike. Point for St. John's. Melander continuing to serve. Newton and Darcy with the block. And St. John's has tied the series up 2 games apiece. So we go to the 5th and final game. Marlborough, not going to do it with the power, going to do it with the finesse. Little poke shot, and the fans love it. Then, Darcy and Kessie going for the block. On the right side of the screen, Kessie is ruled in the net, so the point goes to Marlborough. So now we have game point. The tension is so thick you can cut with a knife. Kessie getting set up for the spike. Into the net, he hits it again, it's a double hit. Marlborough wins the Central Mass title. And when we come back, we're going to tell you who won state championships. Here's your hint. We're going back to the Diamond. Stay with us, everyone, as Central Mass Champions rolls on. And welcome back, everyone, right to the Division III state semis in softball. Douglas, Pioneer Valley. Bottom of the 4th, 4-zip. Douglas, Taryn Grigas, shot to short. Grigas flying down the line is safe. Lauren Conti going to third, so runners at the corners for the Tigers with 1 out. Kimberly Brennan grounded to first. She's tagged out. Conti's out at the plate. Double play to end the inning and prevent a run. And then Douglas showing off the defense. Kelly Connors coming hard from left field. Nice running catch. Jennifer Ness-Lucen pitching well for Douglas, getting the strikeout. Bottom 6, Faye Daniels grounded to short. Lindsay Kukert going for third. She is safe. And then Grigas doing her job, driving one to left. Kukert has wheels. She's tagging and scoring. It's 5-zip Douglas. And the Tigers working a 1-2-3-7. And Douglas going into the state finals. They win it 5-0, and the celebration begins. Great win for Douglas.
Oh, it's an honor just to even get this far and be able to come and play here. At the beginning of the season, I was a little nervous because we lost 7 seniors, but we came out and played really well. At the beginning of the year, we didn't really expect anything. It's kind of like a building year, and then now that we're here, we keep running like a peak. So it means so much more that we weren't expected to do anything.
We've just had so much fun this year that it's so worth it to be in this spot right now. All the work we did, it's just been so much fun.
Now, Uxbridge and Turners Falls, D2 state semis, bottom 2, 1-zip, Turners Falls. Spartans runners on second and third. Jill Sawyer bunting. Megan Matuse faking the throw. The throw gets away. Bethany Gasket is nailed at the plate. Still 1-zip, Turners Falls. Runners on second and third now, 2 outs. But Matuse gets a strikeout to end the inning. Top of the third. Second and third for Turners Falls. And Matuse doing it with the bat. Belting a line shot deep to center field. 2 runs coming in for Turners Falls, and they take a 3-zip lead. Bottom 3, Uxbridge looking to rally. Katie Marshall shot to second. It is bobble, but a great stretch at first by freshman Kelly Brown, and they get the out. Bottom 5, Uxbridge down 4-zip. Freshman Ashley Deep Pasquale coming up big. Belting a bomb to right center. Shauna Howell coming all the way around from first. Howell is safe, and it's 4-1. Uxbridge got 1 more to make it 4-2, but Turners Falls closes the door, get it 4-2. A great season, nevertheless, for Uxbridge. And because of the weather, the state championships in softball were pushed back, so Douglas actually playing the night we taped this show. So we're not able to include Douglas' state championship game in the show, but we congratulate the Tigers on a terrific season. Now, we turn to baseball. St. John's and Amherst, state semis in D1. Bottom of the second, 1-zip Amherst. Brian Abraham, whose grandfather Bill was a catcher for St. John's in the late 40s, getting the Pioneers started with a leadoff single. After Matt Perrin singled, David Brumby tagging one through the right side. Matty Boakes waving Abe around third. Brian scores, we're all tied up at 1. Top 3 runner on second, but not for long. Steve Matthews to Lance Zawadski, and the pickoff ends the inning. Bottom of the third, a busy one for third base coach Vos. Mike Salerno starting things off for St. John's. The 3 sports star lacing one into right center, and he's got a leadoff single. 4 batters later, all the Ducks are on the pond for Abraham, and Abe smacks one over the first baseman's head into right. Salerno and Tommy Potvin both scoring, and it's 3-1 Pioneers. Still in the third, Matt Parent scorches one to short. That bounces through, Zawadski trotting home, and it's 4-1 St. John's. Bottom 8, Andy Heald chops one to third. Tom Shea scoring. It's 11-2 Pioneers. And Mike Rodier with Bill White's 3 favorite letters, RBI. Rodier tagging one into left. Zawadski scores. It is 12-2 St. John's. Mike Russell comes on to close it out. Zawadski with a nifty play at short to end the game. St. John's wins 12-3. They move to the state championship for the second time in the last 4 years. And they face Braintree in the state final. Bottom of the third, 2-zip Braintree. Tommy Shea coming through for St. John's. T. Shea with the bomb to right center. Mike Cosenza coming home. It's a 2-1 game. RBI triple for Shea. Then they try to pick Shea off at third. The throw gets by, and Shea's coming to the plate. We've got to play at the plate. Tom sliding in safely. Well tied up 2. And the rally continuing. Andy Heel turning on one and ripping it down the line there. Lance Zawodzki scored. It's 3-2 St. John's. Pioneers with their first lead of the game. Top four, still 3-2 and staying that way. Ryan Crowley gets a strikeout to end the inning. Bottom four, the pitch gets away. David Brumby scores, and it's 4-2 St. John's. Top five, Braintree gets a run to make it 4-3. Paul Stankus on in relief, and T. Shea makes the play with the bases loaded to end the inning. Stankus was outstanding. Bottom five, the Pioneers striking again. Brumby unloading deep to right, a one-hopper off the wall. Brian Abraham scores. Matt Perrin scoring as well, and it's 6-3 Pioneers. Bottom six, Zawodzki chopping one through. Tommy Potvin scoring, 7-3 St. John's. And then Braintree trying to nail Zawodzki, stealing second. The throw gets through. Shea coming from third, and it's 8-3 red and white. Everyone in the lineup hitting for St. John's. Perrin drilling one through the right side. Zawodzki scores. It's 9-3. Bottom seven, Zawodzki slicing one down the line and left. Now we've highlighted Vokes before as the third base coach. Now a little miscommunication between he and T. Shea. Shea thought the ball was caught. All's well that ends well. He scores. It's 10-3 St. John's. Stankus, you can't say enough about the job he did in relief. Ends the game in style with the strikeout. St. John's wins 11-3, their first title since '76.
We had this goal from the beginning of the season. It's awesome that we finally did it. It's a great feeling. I mean, we came out since March 18th. It's been exactly 3 months. We had 6 o'clock practices for 2 weeks. I mean, all the work actually paid off. It was awesome. Catching the last pitch. I've been catching Paul Stankus for probably 11 years now. It just feels awesome. It's the best feeling in the world.
Played hard all season. Me and Mike have known each other a long time. He's been my catcher for many years, and today we finally did it.
All right, congratulations to St. John's, as we said, first baseball title since 1976. Nipmuc looking for back-to-back state titles. We pick it up in the state semis. Nipmuc taking on Gateway, top five, no score, runners on second and third. Billy Sheehan ripping the double to center, 2 RBIs. Mark Polinsky, Jim Douglas score 2 zip Warriors. Billy's brother Tommy Sheehan singling up the middle, scoring Billy. The 2 co-captains, the 2 brothers coming through. It's 3 zip Nipmuc. Then the catcher, Brent DeFrancesco, going opposite field. It's a double. Tommy Sheehan coming around to score. It's 4 zip Nipmuc. Bottom 4, Gateway's Matt Kasorik takes Nipmuc starter Ted Ancher deep and onto Lake Ave, and now it's a 4-1 ball game. Ancher, though, hanging tough on the hill for Nipmuc. He's just a junior, 8 strikeouts on the day. Top 7, Cole Osborne with a bomb to deep center. Osborne just missing a home run, putting runners at second and third. Tommy Sheehan following with a base knock into left, actually 2 RBI single, and Nipmuc wins it 8-4. So now we go to state finals. Nipmuc and Norton. Top first, sophomore Jeff Gallipo pitching for Nipmuc. Matt Dudley for Norton singling left. Bill Foley scoring. It's 1 zip Norton. Next batter is Justin Warren for Norton. Little C&I single up the middle. Jim Norcutt, the ace of the staff, coming around and scoring, and it's 2 zip Norton. And Norcutt, rather, for Norton was on his game. Bottom of the 4th, bases loaded, gets a strikeout, gets 7 Ks through 4. But in the bottom of the 5th, the Warriors start to mount an offensive assault. Billy Sheehan with the RBI single, scoring Ryan Rooney. Rooney, nice slide, too. Jim Douglas taking third. And it's a 2-1 game. Next batter is Cole Osborne. Ozzie singling to left center. Douglas coming around. We're all tied up at 2. So now we go to the top of the 6th. Norton threatening. Second and third, 1 out. Steve Poirier hits a laser to first baseman Brian Grady. Great stop, and the runners can't advance. Top 6, 2 out, bases loaded. Gallipo strikes out Jim Norcutt to preserve the tie. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. And the DH, Cliff Ferrone, hits a bomb to right center onto Lake Ave. Nipmuc going up 3-2. The second home run of the season for Ferrone. And he's got a nice welcoming committee at the plate. Bottom of the 7th, runner on second. Gallipo gets the grounder to the shortstop, Jim Douglas, and Nipmuc wins their 2nd straight state title, 3-2. Gallipo with the complete game. The Warriors and their fans are fired up. Congratulations to Nipmuc coach Bill McInnes and the entire squad on a tremendous back-to-back state title run.
Well, you know, the one thing that we did all year long is we didn't want to we didn't want the boys to dwell on this. We wanted them just to play. So, and that was our approach, and I think that was exemplified today, the way they played. They never gave up. It was just another ball game. The easy thing to do is to kind of, when they got ahead 2-0, for us to fold or just kind of play complacent. But this team doesn't do that.
I think it was unbelievable to go out there and just pitch in a game like this. I can't believe it. I mean, the coach had a lot of confidence in me, putting me out there today, and Brent was doing a great job behind the plate, and I had offense, defense all day. We hit when we needed to, and when I wasn't pitching to my potential, the defense covered me, and I think it still hasn't hit me yet. I can't believe it.
Here we go, Bill McGinnis getting the Gatorade bath, and that caps off a tremendous season for Nipmuc, and that also caps off a tremendous show for us, and we thank you for watching Central Mass Champions. Our salute to the spring season. Before we go, I want to thank Joe Peters and Andy Lacombe, who shot many of the games that you saw highlights for, and especially want to thank Sean Grady. He worked countless hours to put the entire show together while shooting highlights as well. A lot of weekends, a lot of hours of preparation went into this, but it certainly was a labor of love for all of us involved. And finally, we want to thank all the athletic directors, coaches, and players that make high school sports such a joy to cover. Thank you for watching, everyone, and good night.